We talk about food, we talk about music, with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
Alright, welcome to Snacky Tunes. Glad to be back. This Terry Diabolic, one half your host. Finger on the pulse, staring at DJ Never Forget, who just broke a mic stand.
Don't put that on air.
I mean, you gotta, live and die by your actions, you know what I'm saying? What did you do?
It just not me. Someone booby trapped it.
Oh, okay. It's good to be back. San Francisco was a wild ride. I can't say what I'm working on, but it was fantastic.
Oh, I already told everybody everything.
No, you didn't. I heard the shows. Damn it. Anyway, big shout out.
Hush hush.
I want to just send a big shout out to my team who just totally crushed it this week and looking forward to doing more work and having a good time. And we have in studio with us a very awesome guest who I met over the summer at the. We forgot the name. Was it Champagne?
Chefs and Champagne.
Chefs and Champagne. This very decadent, very awesome event. We have Sean Fletcher. Sean, welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thanks. Good to be
So, can I call you a Renaissance man? I can call you a Renaissance man.
here.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So Sean I guess you're tied to the foodie world, that you have been a volunteer with the James Beard Foundation for the last 12 years. And for those who don't know what the James Beard Foundation is, can you please explain what that is?
Well, it's basically James Beard, pretty famous American chef, kind of put American cuisine on the map. When he died, Julia Childs, Peter Kumpf, a few other famous culinary dignitaries of the city got together, bought his house, turned it into a sort of a clubhouse for foodies, basically. But at the same time, they raised money for scholarships for young chefs and other things as well, kind of give back to the community. So, but in the meantime, it's like a different chef every night comes in, and you get this amazing meal, which you got to take part of.
Yes, it was the chili dinner with from this restaurant from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, right near where we grew up.
Is it open 365 days a year, or how?
Not. It. The less goes on in the summer,
right?
But it's usually 4 or 5 nights a week at least throughout the year.
How do they select the chefs?
The chefs are invited. It's a committee thing. It used to be you had to be a member of the house to be one of the chefs invited, but I'm not sure what the specific rules are on that now. But basically, a committee reviews like up and coming chefs and events and chefs that are opening new restaurants or this sort of thing, and then they decide who comes in. They're planned usually out about a year and a half in advance.
Yeah.
Even.
Can you make an analogy for those who might not understand what how big of a deal it is to be invited to? If you were to make a music analogy.
Well, they would say, basically, the opera singers have the Metropolitan Museum or the Metropolitan Opera. Some musicians have Carnegie Hall. This is that for chefs.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's. I had read about the James Beard House for years, and it was walking in as like the same time I walked in like Chez Panisse or anywhere else that you just read about, and you're like, wow, so much of what has shaped American food started here. Well, James was a big figure. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most exciting features. Well, explain the James Beard shower in his house.
Okay, well, James is a bit of an exhibitionist. We've got a picture. This guy is over 6 feet tall, probably a good 300 pounds. He really, really loved to eat, and not much else. And one of the things he didn't really enjoy was putting clothes on. But he has it's a beautiful little row house down on West 10th, West 12th, and. He has out on the back the big greenhouse, and go upstairs to the balcony that leads into what used to be his living room, but now it's a dining room. But the shower is actually outside on the balcony, exposed to the greenhouse and then God and everybody.
Oh yeah, it's like you read about the shower and then you see it, and it's as open as it is in your mind. It's way more open. But now it's in the staging area, right?
Now it's basically, they actually have some tables on that balcony because that whole second floor is a dining area. But, they'll set up the table for the wine and stuff in front of it. Nobody's actually showering there anymore.
That's a shame.
That's a total shame.
It's a shame.
Can you shower there?
It's a working shower. It's a functioning shower. And actually, the bathroom is the room kind of behind it. So he could have... could have very easily had it inside.
Maybe that's like the VVVIP.
I'm going to say, if that shower's working, someone showered there. I'll lock up. So how did you get involved with the James Beard House? What was, because, 12 years ago, honestly, you've been there for 12 years, and a lot of people who are in the food industry now, not food industry, but people who are foodies, especially a younger group of people may not know what the James Beard House is, especially 12 years ago, even less people knew about it.
But it was, originally, it was a really tight, pretty exclusive group of people, and they didn't advertise much, and they, it was... You really had to already know about it. You wouldn't pick up the Facebook and see a page on it. Like now they have a blog and they really kind of put the word out. So I found an article in the paper one time, and it was all about things to do, free in New York City, and how to get a free haircut by going to the haircut school or all these things. And they put it in there as how to get free cooking lessons. Oh. Which I knew was probably not the case because they really can't afford to have somebody who doesn't know how to cook in there putting these really fancy meals together. But I thought, wow, what a great way to be working with all these amazing chefs that are coming through town and get to cook food that I'm sure not going to make at home for myself. So I started making the phone calls, and of course when they heard that it was being listed as free cooking lessons, they screamed and yelled and we're aghast. But I was persistent. I got in there. They gave me some really softball assignments. I got in there and I had my own knives. I had the skills. I proved myself, and so.
What's a softball assignment at the James Beard House?
Well, the first gig I had was a brunch where some woman was promoting a cookbook about eggs. Every dish had eggs. 6-course meal everything consisted of eggs. I was really glad I didn't have to go home with any of those people that
Like
ate that meal. That
soufflés
sounds
and
awful. No, like
scrambled
eggs on pizza, some scrambled eggs. This and like it was a while back. I don't remember the exact menu, but it
What
was a
was it?
brunch, so it was
Yeah.
it was pretty casual food. I think it was probably some kind of eggy cheesecake thing. But,
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
but I mean, it was a lot of eggs.
A lot of eggs.
A lot of eggs.
So wait, so what was your assignment?
Well, but basically, when you walk in there, you never know what your assignment's going to be.
Right.
So when I started out, now I photograph for the house primarily, but at the time I was cooking. So you go in there and whatever they need done. So it depends on how prepared the chef is. You may spend the whole day scrubbing oysters, or you may a couple times I've done the house meal. There was a chef came in from Ireland once and proceeded to live up to all the stereotypes and get completely shit-faced drunk and sit on the counter
Beautiful.
and say, fuck 'em. I don't know if I can say it on the show here.
You can say it on the show.
Okay, did. Basically sat on the counter and I cooked the whole meal. I learned, stuffed cabbage, which I had never made before and probably will never make again for
Yeah, that sounds
60 people. While the guy sat and got
How many
sauced
people?
on
How
the
many people
counter.
can eat at the James Beard House? What's
Well, we used to get upwards of close to 100 people in there. I mean, they would fit as many people as they could. Now I think they max out at like 85.
Got it. Well, how about this? We're going to take a quick break, a musical interlude, and we're going to come back and I want to talk to you about some more behind-the-scenes stories and then your photography work with James Beard House. And, and anything else that you want to talk about.
And now my hands are bleeding from tearing down the temples that I built for you. And I sang songs of praise and love. And I sang songs of burying you alive. And see, I had to tear it down. 'Cause my faith was just a cloud. One I can't believe that I allowed to blind me for this My hands they can't stop shaking at the realization I can't find someone to miss if I try. I'm sifting through my memories, but I can't find a recollection worth the worship that weighs me down and drags me to Got my hands on the safety. No one save me. I lay on the ruins devoid of breath and let my soul be out 'cause there's nothing there but recollections and false worship of lovely effigies that found me far too
So we are joined by Sean Fletcher, photographer, bon vivant, cook extraordinaire. And over the break, you were telling us another behind-the-scenes tale from the James Beard House. And I'd love for you to share it with me.
Okay, my favorite story from all the nights of working there. You know, we got to have It's generally goes off really smoothly because these chefs prepare so well in advance and everything. But there's always that one thing that can happen, and we got I had David Thompson, this amazing chef from Australia that does Thai food, had come in, and we spent all day working on this beautiful meal. One of the main components of it was this consommé, this chicken broth that was going to be basically a component to every dish throughout the whole meal. Big pot of it back on the back stove, and we're simmering these chickens, we're skimming and doing all that, just constantly paying all this attention to it. Had the chickens out of it, sitting on the burner there, and by then we had gotten it so pristine, so clear, so beautiful, that the dishwasher thought it was dirty water and dumped it down the sink.
Oh!
Yeah. Wow. He thought we were through with it once we took the chickens out, and so we go back there, and there's this shiny, clean, empty pot that is supposed to again serve this huge house full of people, and again a component in every single dish of the night. Of course, chef went ballistic. He was bouncing off the walls like he tried to fire everybody. He's cussing an Australian in Thai, in English, in languages I don't think I've ever even heard of before. And of course, the dishwasher barely spoke any English. Definitely didn't speak any Thai, and everybody else is just stunned. Like, we don't know what to do. We're just the volunteer help. But we luckily hadn't thrown out the chickens, so we from scratch again. Just wrung those things out like for every last little microbe of flavor that was in there. We got them down. We made a broth, and no one was really the wiser, but they didn't get that beautiful heavenly experience. They got kind of purgatory, I guess, would be a
purgatory consommé. Love it. So now your role is less in the kitchen and more as a photographer,
right?
And how did you make that transition? And talk to us a little bit like shooting food at the house.
Well, it was, they kind of found out that I, did the photography as well, and I was thinking, the volunteer thing is really more for culinary students. They get some exposure and they get some credit for doing it. So I felt like I was kind of taking something they should be doing. And the photography thing is, there's a group of us that do it, and they have a schedule over the course of the month. Everybody gets a night or two a month then, and you go in and you shoot each course, try to get some background, get the chef, get a group shot, and then the chefs use that for their publicity, and the house uses it. But it's a challenge because it's they're cranking out 90 meals out of this really tiny kitchen, and you have like 5 or 6 courses. There is not a lot of time in between any of them, and you're trying to shove yourself in among all these knives and flying arms and sauces and garnishes and everything else, and trying to get that little perfect Kodak moment of this dish before the ice cream melts or before the gravy breaks or whatever. All these things that can happen so quickly, and it's a guerrilla photography, but it's a challenge, and it's a lot of fun. And I get to
has your work been displayed from it at all, or have you done a presentation of it?
Oh,
I haven't shown it's published on the Beard blog.
Okay.
And in their materials, and I don't know how many of the chefs have used photos of mine,
right.
But it's it just kind of goes out there. Personally, I don't have a...
Now, if I wanted to get involved with the James Beard House, what's the best way to go about that?
You would want to... You mean as a diner?
As a diner, and then also... Yeah, as a diner or working for them.
Okay, well, there is... there's a website. There's a blog, and then there's a website with specific links to all the menus and all the making arrangements, reservations for anything that's coming up in the next couple of months. And then, of course, there's a link to the scholarships. There's a link to the volunteer opportunities. And there are more volunteer opportunities. There's a library that they keep. There's administrative opportunities for volunteers. So it's not everything is about hands-on with the food.
And if I wanted to just eat?
And for just eating, that's the easiest part, because it's a member-driven organization, but they just have a non-member pricing tier. So you pay a little more as a non-member, or you can become a member. You get notified of things more in advance and that sort of thing. But it's just as easy. Again, it's just going on the website. Like, say, the calendar's there. You can see what's coming up, and they're usually themed. So like ours was that hot pepper night. There'll be like New England night, or there'll be vegetarian nights, or they're even doing some gluten-free things now, and really branching out from just the old fancy caviar and foie gras.
I mean, that's a lot of nights of service. So I would think that you'd have to mix it up a little bit.
Well, it's a different chef every night, but since a lot of chefs cook seasonally,
Right.
there have been times where I was volunteering like over the course of every night in a week, and every night was a different chef, but every night was venison and foie gras.
Right.
So
Right.
there was variety, but it was, they're all cooked differently, but sometimes
Right.
seasonally, if you're going in at a lot of the, over the tight period of time, you're going to get some repetition in that respect, but it is always different.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you so much. Do you have a website or anything or any work? Where can we direct people to find you online?
No, I haven't gotten around to that yet.
All right.
That's one of these days.
One of these days. All right. Well, Sean, thank you so much. Stick around. We got some pizza, and we are Augustine's coming up after the musical break. What is going on?
Just nothing.
Dude,
I'm a mess.
you understand that we do every week. You can just change your iPod setting. Don't give me the hand. Don't give me
Keep
that
going.
look.
Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we are Augustine's coming up later, and then we also have a very special guest at the end of the show. We have Australian band, just digging up the name, Damn Dogs, coming in for a couple songs and a couple chats, if you will.
So, most bands, get one shot and get to some, fame and then kind of just go away. You guys are kind of you're on your second leg, in my opinion, as like another band and anything. So, how are you approaching it differently this time?
If it has to be important to us for our time these days.
Well,
So if it's-
as opposed to before, where
We're just getting dragged along behind of the indie school bus there, dragging us through hell and high water, breaking our bank accounts, and for pretty much free beer. So those bullshit days are over, and we want to live our life with intention and purpose and feel good about what we're doing.
I mean, people love you guys. I know that other people like bands, but I know that you have a very, very loyal group of fans and supporters in the, indie school bus world, even though things go specifically KXP, who's been huge champions of you guys.
And many others.
And many others. So
They've helped so many people.
yeah, I mean, it's just amazing, do you approach the shows differently, tours differently, or is that kind of...
Yeah, we're doing everything's like we decided to do 3 people instead of 5, so that makes like being able to get to things like this in a car like so much faster. We kind of like got to sit. We just got to chill out for a year and look at it completely different. And I think that sometimes when bands get rolling, there's no time to stop, right? Like you're either trying to hold down a job or you're touring, and there's no time to stop and reassess stuff. You're just going. So Eric and I quit drinking for like 6 months, stopped hanging out. Like our phone certainly didn't like ring off the hook when Pele ended. I thought people would ask if like we'd be trying to get like see if we could play with them or guest on their records or nothing. Thanks, New York.
Thanks, Nick. I mean, that's kind of like... I mean, I feel like that's anything in, like, the creative world. Like, if you're in it, you're in it, but once you're out, people are just kind of like
they just keep
blinders on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say it. Like,
Well, also it changes. I mean, it's it's like those people are like early 20s who are your champions, and they move on, and next thing, and then it's like these new round of people.
Yeah.
Like I was at Treasure Island this weekend, and DFA 79 was on the headliners on the side stage, and there was nobody there under their late 20s. I mean, because they just stopped, and then they haven't put out anything new. They even put out a new thing when they got back together.
Yeah.
And it was just like I was like, and even the person I was with, who was 2 or 3 years younger than me, was like, yeah, I mean, I heard of them, but I wasn't in it. And so it's sort of like, if you're not in it, which I mean, I think you guys, and we were talking about before we went on, like it was a very specific time in our lives.
Yeah, it was.
Like if you weren't in that time or that scene, it was just like,
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I think that's what,
Well said.
what goes back to like when we started. The difference between then and now is knowing all of that, knowing that everyone disappears when you're not the name on the blog anymore or whatever, and knowing that your entire existence in many ways is purely digital and it will just be wiped out the minute you're done. Why on earth would you want to participate in that kind of world? Because it's such a trite, superficial world. So we had to ask ourselves why we would want to do that, and getting to that core place where you realize that. Even most people when they play music is because they love it, and when they're kids they connect to it on some level, and it makes them like kind of feel life a little differently, and then the industry kind of has this game with you, and it makes you hate it, and a lot of people become bitter, become self-absorbed or whatever, or just get totally lost, and why on earth would you want to go back into that? And reconnecting with why we play music and why we're here was the foundation of what we're doing right now. So that's really the biggest difference.
The sad part about it is that it's not the music's fault. The music's like the pure thing, and everything else is kind of silly.
So what type of like opportunities and like shows are you pursuing now that you might have like just been like, nah, we're not interested in that?
There's been offers to play ever since the band started, and we've just not really feeling like going over that patch of land. We've already done that, and so we started touring in the UK and kind of worked our way back from the UK to here. So it's worked out really nicely.
Okay, so can we hear another song?
Sure.
Hey, old man, turned and scratched his chin. Said, son, I wouldn't know where to begin. But your daddy's gold has gone down south, was all he would talk about. We never blamed it on the soil,
The sunburned earth or the prices of the oil. This border town is my home. I got rattlesnake guts in a desert full of bones. Now my sister, I've got to find someone, so I won't come back no more, no more. Lord, I see red, it's storming in my head. I got cathedrals in my eyes. I think my daddy's dead. Lord, I see red, I'm praying on my bed. I got a drum, oh mother, gotta sing for a brother. Now the sun is shining on my hood. The statue on the dashboard of Maria looks beautiful, and I'm heading down south. Got tequila in my veins and the devil in my mouth. Tell my sister I've gone to find someone, so I won't come back no more, no more. Lord, I see red, it's storming in my head. I got cathedrals in my ears. I think my daddy's dead. Lord, I see red, I'm praying on my bed. I got a drunk, oh mama, gotta sing for a brother. But hey, it's alright, I got jukebox tears and stones for us. Hey, it's alright, I got jukebox tears under turquoise skies. Hey! So now I got hell on my trail. Took some demons to get even. Now my demons count rosaries. We never blamed it on the soil. The sun-scorched earth where the desert meets the sky. Tell my sister I've gone to find someone, so I won't come back no more, no more. Lord, I see red, it's storming in my head. I got cathedrals in my eyes. I think my daddy's dead. Lord, I see red, we're praying on my bed. I got a drum, oh mother, gotta sing for a brother. Lord, I see red, it's storming in my head. I got cathedrals in my eyes. I think my daddy's dead. Lord, I see red, I pray down on my bed. Got a drum, oh mother, gotta sing for a brother. Drunk for mother, gotta sing for a brother. Drunk for mother, gotta sing for a brother. Drunk for mother, sing for a brother.
All right, that sounded great.
Thank you.
As you enter back into the studio,
Well, we have Damn Dog showed up, and I wanted to get them some pizza.
and you got a cookbook. So CMJ is upon us,
Yes,
as it
sir.
happens every year.
You're not saying it right. It's CM Hey.
Wow.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
And you've been listening to Snacky Tunes. I am out. I can't,
No, that's
between you and Billy, I can't win today.
I mean, but that's really. I mean, let's be honest. Like, shows are sort of secondary at CMJ. It's not really
What's primary?
getting your name on a flyer.
Which is pretty much,
honestly,
which is pretty much everything that We Are Augustines just said that they are not pursuing.
I know, but I'm just saying that like you guys are doing it right because you guys have selected like, but like so many of the shows are just like it's a pain in the ass to load in. The majority of New York doesn't care. It's not like Austin when like the entire city is like ready for South by, or it's like a festival when it's just like you're in a location. Like that's CMJ is like a very tough thing to play.
I think we realized that we are background music. After all these years, we kind of finally realized that no one really cares.
I don't know. I mean,
We're-
I might be biased, but I think, full disclosure, because I work for the Ace Hotel, we're partnering with KXP. You guys are playing there on Wednesday.
Yep.
I think those opportunities
Awesome.
are awesome, but then again, it's because, 50, 100 people might show up because, limited space or because you guys are playing at 11 in the morning.
Sure.
But then it lives on in the ether and is recorded and things
Sure.
like that. But playing the 8 p.m. slot on Thursday at pianos, maybe not as...
to come full circle, like this is the topic, right? Like it's really nice, kind of having done it and looking at things, going, you know, I want things to have meaning. Like I
Right.
want them to mean something.
But I mean, I would say this. We had J.D. Sampson, who used to be in Le Tigre, or still is in Le Tigre, and was in Men, and talking about second comings or things like that. It's like you're starting over in the sense that like people might not know the name, but you already have the relationships, which actually, and you know the ones that are good.
Yes, sir.
And as opposed to the ones that are bad, which we talked about before.
Yes, we did.
And that is well ahead of the curve than like a starting point being like, hi, please try and listen to us. Which
Yeah.
is like great because you guys get the opportunity to play KXP without having to put the 5 years of just having them to like hear your songs first.
No, but you put in the 5 years. I mean, it's all about moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we started with when Pele broke up, we realized we were surrounded by vultures, and it was up to us
Just to
if
put
we
it
wanted
just to put it loosely. Just
Yeah.
in the nicest terms possible.
But it was up to us to change that perspective, and then at the same time that we were surrounded by vultures, the minute we changed our perspective, we realized we were surrounded by people who supported us and loved us and would do anything they could to help us, and
They're
we
out
just
there.
simply went towards them.
I mean,
you know,
Billy-
and all of a sudden we have
Yeah, I mean,
like a
you
whole
got
different perspective on music.
exactly, and you got in 2 serious accidents, and there's
Yeah.
still what I thought was great about that is like you got in an accident, you guys had to pause. You came back, and there were people there, and you got into another accident, and there were people there, and that to me was like one of the most heartwarming things.
Yeah.
that people were just like, yeah, we'll just wait.
I know. I thought it was really noteworthy that living in a city this big, it's really. I try to explain it to people when we're not here, like actually what it's like to actually live in New York. And there's like basically like, you know, areas that have their own scene, their own tempo, their own vibe. But the fact that like a music community at large actually helped me. I mean, that wasn't. I think that surgery was like $15,000.
Which one of the 2 surgeries? The hand surgery?
The hand one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that was actually, I felt like it would have been a really awesome write-up, but, like, no one really gave a shit. I thought it was fantastic that there is a music community, even though it doesn't always feel like one.
Right.
And they actually really stepped up. So it was actually really something to be proud of.
You know how it is with the it's so much about the bad story, not the good story.
Yeah.
The accident was reported, not the aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that the case though?
Yeah, well, it also, to go back to Augustine's for a second, like, it really took a village to raise the band in a way, because we started a listener-supported model to get our band off the ground. We didn't do band camp. We totally did our own thing and reached out, and we designed our own website.
Which is an awesome website, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
really
you.
it's
Thank
really
you.
good.
Oh, we just had to basically, I don't know if anyone's even listening, but in the music world, or for the food folks are listening, but I guess what I would say to people who are doing it or starting it, just don't underestimate the power of like your friends. And I know you've been hearing that for years, but like even people that headline the Bowery or do radio or whatever, like even those guys like need to ask for help from their friends and give back. Also, if you get a chance to like help other bands out, do it. And I don't know what you got in mind, that like New York's going to be some like kind of fancy cakewalk where everyone gets to hoe down and get drinks and chase girls and stuff. Like, get rid of that model. It's lame. Like,
It doesn't work.
It's lame.
I think that's a good note to take us out. Hold on a second, before we play a song, because I know they ever say that. Let's give people the what's the website, how to follow, how to get in contact, how to book you for gigs,
Well,
where to buy the record, which has been out since this summer.
I keep hearing about this. There's like this website, something called about face,
The Facebook.
Oh,
book?
that one, yeah.
Wait, what book?
The People book.
It's really, it's supposedly it's really popular.
Hey, I heard. Keep an eye on it, and if you got money, just wait.
There might be something in there.
Might be something.
Yeah. I hear they're making a movie about it too.
Yeah, documentary.
No,
There we go.
Microphone
High five.
stand. I'll try this again.
Hold on. Website.
We are Augustines.com.
Like it's spelled.
Can't miss it.
Awesome, and we're gonna have you play a song. They're gonna play a song for Damn Dogs, and they're gonna be in here 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
The name of the song before you guys.
And thank you to Sean Fletcher, who could,
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, who's got literally like the best shirt on of all time.
plaid
Yeah.
pearl buttons with bees.
Is there something else we could play?
Um,
This is a new song. Lift your tired heart now, darling. Lift it up into the air. And I will notice you in this crowded room and whisper in your ears. Lift your tired head down, darling. Lift it up into the air. And I will float to you in this crowded room. Let's get us out of here. Wanna run it out of love now, darling. I really don't care. Ain't got no paper in my pockets now, but I will, I swear. Honey, know you're tired of losing. It's a million to one, I know, Lord. For your lily hand in mine. This is a ballad of a patient man. Lift your heart. Oh. Lift your tired eyes now, darling. Hold back your pretty head. As long as my heart keeps pumping blood, ain't gonna disappear. Wanna run it out of love now, darling. I really don't care. Ain't got no paper in my pockets now, but I will, I swear. Honey, know you're tired of losing. To me and the wall, I know, Lord. For your lily hand in mine. This is a ballad of a patient man. Honey, ain't no lucky man, gonna do what I can. I could buy you a diamond ring, 'cause now these songs that ain't gonna stay. I could buy you a ballroom gown and twirl you around somewhere downtown. This is a ballad of a patient man. Lift your heart. Lift your heart. Lift your heart. As long as my heart keeps pumping blood, 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 pumping blood. Blood, 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 blood.
First you come, then you walk, then you fall, and then you cry. Tell of the heat you left my street through the gasket in your eye.
Augustines and Sean Fletcher, and it's CMJ week here, and which means we're giving you more music with more bands. This is the first time we've had two bands in one show. I want to welcome Louie and Mark from Damn Dogs. Welcome to Snacky Tunes.
Thank you very much.
First, the most important question I just have to get out of the way. How'd you like the pizza?
It was incredible. And we didn't expect it either, so it was double good.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the, like, what pushes bands over the edge. It's like, come on out. Well, we don't know. It's like, free pizza? Like, we'll see you at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So you guys have been in New York for a couple of weeks now, right? You guys were like a week or two. You guys been hanging out?
Just a few days,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys are gearing up for CMJ?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's pretty hectic, you know. You sort of from venue to venue and 20-minute changeovers and stuff. But that's part of the fun, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is. Have you guys gotten a chance to see the city, get some good meals while you're here so far?
Well, I mean, we've eaten, we've been here a lot over the years, so haven't had much of a chance yet because we've been rehearsing every day.
We had pho yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pho.
Yeah.
Where are your normal spots when you come to New York?
Normally we go to Pho Bang
Okay, love that
on
place.
Mott. Is it on Mott Street?
I think so.
Yeah.
That just so you know, that is the faux place.
It
to
is?
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I think we just stumbled upon it once.
Isn't it great when you stumble upon a place and people's like, "Oh yeah, you nailed it. You got the right right spot."
There's a place called Aurora, I think, here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, on it's a Grand and Kent or Grand and what?
That's
yeah.
fun. And
That's
they've
fun.
got another one in Soho too, I think. Right? No, Aurora, that Italian place we went to.
So why don't you tell us about the band for those who don't know who Damn Dogs are? What are you guys all about?
Yeah, we're Damn Dogs from Melbourne in Australia. Louis, what do you reckon? Yeah, we're. This is our first time in New York, so.
So I mean that's always exciting.
Yeah, as a band, we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
here. But you heard the tune then. It's kind of it's a lot of our tunes are all quite varying too.
Well, I guess the the concurrent theme is the sparseness of it all. You know what I mean? It's about sort of taking things out rather than all of us playing all at the same time. It's very bass and groove orientated, but sparseness is definitely the sound.
Now, how did the band come together? Because it's always a good time when you guys are friends. You guys are like, let's play some music. Let's hang out.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we all played in other bands and stuff together, and then we just thought we'd do something completely different and do this.
I mean, that's always a good time. It's always nice when you can just start and do your own thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is fun when we've switched it around. We don't have a drummer actually, even though it sounds like we do. Louis pretty much holds everything down. He plays keys and percussion and all kinds of things. Like he's pretty busy up the back there and drum machines and stuff. And so that's kind of a different thing going on back there.
Yeah, it's always it's always like sometimes sparseness and sometimes just getting on the road, throwing stuff in. The fact that you can just throw stuff in a car.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like head on out, hit the road.
Yeah.
Now you're doing just CMJ, going anywhere else in the country, or is it this
No,
and
we
back?
played in Los Angeles about a month ago.
Okay.
We did a handful of shows, and we went to actually San Fran and San Diego as well.
Love it.
But,
Beautiful time to be in California. Good food out there. You guys get some good meals.
Yeah,
Good
the
great Mexican food,
taco
obviously,
trucks,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I think when I was in San Francisco, I have to admit that I went to El Farolito twice in one day.
Well, see, for us being Australian, there's no real Mexican culture there, and only recently has there been any kind of decent Mexican food that wasn't like kind of Tex-Mex, kind of bastardized and pretty rubbish, really.
Like Ortega, Taco Bell. type
Yeah,
of stuff.
that's right, and that's what most people in Australia until recently didn't realize there was soft tacos,
Yeah.
Louis and I actually went down to Mexico once just to eat tacos for a week, just for the express purpose of eating.
Yeah, and even those tacos are different than what you can get in Southern California. Like the Oaxacan, like the interior Mexican food is totally different.
Absolutely, yeah.
I remember, like the first time we sit down for like a real quesadilla or something like that, you're like, oh, I guess I have not been eating any of that other stuff.
And everything tastes real, like all the meat tastes real. It doesn't taste like, it's not bland, it's so flavor.
I think Taco Bell's meat has tasted exactly the same for 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah, so how about this? Let's play another song.
Cool.
Play another song, then we'll talk some more about... I know Chris, your dad was a butcher?
Chris's dad was a poulterer,
A poulterer?
Yeah, like a chicken butcher, really.
Huh.
But specialized in chicken and turkeys and goose.
Awesome. All right, so let's come back and talk about that, because I know we don't get a lot of Australian bands on here, and I'd love to talk to you guys about Australian food, because there's always this myth, like, every time we talk about Australian cuisine, people are like, I don't really know what that is. So we'll come back, talk about that, talk about the specifics of your CMJ show, and,
Cool.
I don't know, eat some more pizza? Right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Damn Dogs in the studio, and we got Love, another song off the Strange Behavior EP, the Snacky Tunes on heritageradionetwork.com.
I have to tell you that I didn't want to change you. You were the cover story, I was the fool. We can remake and remodel as we retrace. Wait for the world to forget us again. My life can only be understood backwards. Got one prediction, it will go on. We can remake and remodel as we see fit. Wait for the world to forget us just a little bit. It's coming to get ya. You're gonna drive all night. Strange behavior. Hey, hey. I bet you think that I was never gonna face you. You were the cover star and now you're the fool. We can remake and remodel as we retrace. Wait for the world to forget us again. Again. But my life can only be understood backwards. My one condition is you must go on. We can remake and remodel as we retrace. Wait for the world to forget this love. Woo! It's coming to get ya. You're gonna drive all night. Strange behavior. Hey, hey. We got a love sick, we love it for the mercenary. Even if we got that special, say there's something in the air. But every time I get to the end of another heart, you can say I love you, but I know you don't. Shh, shame. Yeah! I couldn't forget ya. You make me cry all night. What strange behavior. Hey, hey.
All right, that was just, Damn Dogs, Snacky Tunes, Love. Good song.
Thank you.
Different than the first one.
Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, they're all a bit different.
Yeah.
That one we recorded in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a recording studio in your house, or was
Yeah,
it?
well, it's not really a studio; it's just a house. But
You've got some pretty good
I got some
gear.
good gear, so
Yeah.
we recorded that at home.
So did you? So again, back to, so you guys just started recording songs like we're just going to do this, or was it a more formal, like we want to start a side project and we're just going to do something, or we're going to
Yeah,
start a new
well,
band?
we first thing we did was record songs.
Yeah.
We hadn't actually ever played live. We hadn't actually ever played the songs. They existed as demos on computer, and then the first thing we did was go into a studio and make most of this EP. And then we did that one last song at my house at the end because we wanted to do an extra tune.
Yeah, it's a nice 5-song EP. It's a good.
Yeah.
4 is a little.
Yeah.
You know, 5 is like, all right, I'm going to sit down and put this on and not just select songs.
We were just shocked at how well Love turned out.
Yeah, exactly.
So we just decided to put it on,
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's the 5th song that you guys wrote together, so you know, you should get that groove.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Australian food.
Yep.
Can you give us a clear definition of what Australian food is?
Let's.
Being an English colony, obviously, like, real Australian food is just like meat and veg kind of thing. Like, it's pretty dull. Like,
Right.
You know what the
Coming from
the
England.
standard person would eat.
Exactly.
But it's a huge multicultural
Yeah.
country. You know, like most people are half English, half Italian. You know.
Right.
yeah. So it's the immigrant groups that have really brought like modern Australian food to be what it is. Really.
So if I went to, okay, so give me like a top restaurant in Australia that's doing good modern food, and what would I sit down to eat with?
There's lots of high-end Spanish places at the moment, and there's a few really good Middle Eastern sort of high-end places as well. But on the other side of that coin is there's awesome, cheap Middle Eastern, Lebanese, and Turkish places to go to as well.
Yeah, in the neighbourhood I live in, it's kind of... Well, it's funny, Louis lives in the Italian neighbourhood, and then, like, pretty much a big block up, and I'm in the kind of Turkish-Lebanese neighbourhood. Which has also got lots of Greeks in Melbourne too. There's a high-end Greek restaurant, we have hats, like they have stars, so it's got like 3 hats.
Was that what it is?
Yeah, like
3 hats.
Yeah, like chef's hats,
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a particular newspaper is famous for, But yeah, there's this place called Press Club, which I've never been to, but you have.
Awesome. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
really good. Yeah.
It's like a molecular gastronomy,
yeah.
Greek restaurant.
Yeah.
Which
Really?
is really weird because Greek food is so hearty and like
Oh yeah, the
earthy.
yogurts and the meats and the potatoes.
Yeah, and then to make it sort of make foams and
It's
whatnot.
lucky foam.
But you guys, I mean, what I do know about Australian food is that it's a lot of fresh produce, fresh meat, fresh, like berries, fruits, vegetables, etc.
Our standards for food are really high, like a quality. Everything's of a really high quality. I find more than anywhere else I've ever been. I think. I guess we've got a lot of room and not many people, so
just grow, just farms.
I mean, my family were sheep farmers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So did you? A lot of sheep's milk, a lot of sheep cheese.
A lot of lamb.
A lot of
Lot of
lamb.
lamb.
We eat a lot of lamb.
Yeah.
Like you see lamb. If you go to a restaurant, you'll see lamb
Yeah.
pretty much at every restaurant.
And
Whereas
also, to answer your question about Australian food, like a lamb roast would probably be the most traditional thing that people would think of when they're thinking about Australian meals. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there is so many sheep and lambs.
Lamb is delicious.
yeah, lamb's great.
And
It's-
lamb is. I mean, it's popular here, but it's more of like lamb chop, like rack of lamb. It's like
It'd be a special on a menu rather than a mainstay.
it's totally a special thing to get for lamb. But I'm assuming lamb burgers and things like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen a lamb burger.
I've seen them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But then kangaroo, obviously, like there's lots of great kangaroo
Okay, so-
dishes and stuff.
Is it taboo to eat kangaroo?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
The thing is, we don't actually eat enough of it, like because they're culling lots of kangaroos because they're a pest in some farm areas and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can reproduce really fast, and they end up eating them in a good year where there's a lot of rain. They end up eating themselves out of food because they get to plague proportions. So we should eat more of it, and it's delicious, lean meat.
Yeah.
You only have to cook for a small amount of time. We're probably the only country in the world that eats our coat of arms. We eat kangaroos and emus.
I've never had kangaroo either. What's emu like? It's like same.
I don't know.
I've never had emu.
I've had it, but I can't really remember what it was like. But kangaroo is kind of like really lean beef, but it's
Pretty pungent and strong also.
Yeah, it's quite gamey,
Yeah.
I feel like it would do
It's
well.
it's really dark
Yeah.
and deep red, rich
Yeah.
red color.
Oh, okay.
Like way
Purple.
darker than
Yeah.
It probably would do well in other countries with another name.
yeah.
If it was like Australian beef or something like that.
Yeah.
And just
Jumping ox.
Yeah. So let's talk details. Where can we see Damn Dogs this week at CMJ?
Well,
We're
what's
playing tonight.
Tammany Hall
Tammany
tonight.
Hall.
Oh, it's a great venue.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Were you over there when it was the Annex?
I think I was, but I don't remember. It's in the Lower East Side.
Yeah,
right?
they redid the basement, and it is amazing. The
Yeah.
basement used to be, and excuse my language, a total fucking shithole.
Oh, good.
It was good for all the wrong reasons, and like for the late nights and hanging out. But if you ever had to hang out there in a sociable way, it was awful. And they just made it like really nice and put a new sound system, and they have good food there now.
Yeah.
Those guys are real rad over there. They're doing a good thing.
Cool. And then tomorrow night is here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn Bowl.
Also, another awesome place with great food.
We've heard, yeah.
Oh, that's got food too.
Oh,
With
my-
Duke's Spirit are playing with us there as well. So
Tomorrow night.
yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh, I think I'm going to come.
Oh, cool.
Is it the school night thing?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My list is CMJ. Just all runs.
Yeah,
Everyone's good.
And then
Brooklyn Bowl, it has a blue ribbon in there. It's the best.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been to Blue Ribbon. It's
Let
like
me-
a seafood restaurant.
Yeah, but this one's that's Blue Ribbon sushi. This is just like Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
They have the best hospitality at Brooklyn Bowl. Like they treat you so well. You get meal tickets and drink tickets.
Sweet.
But it's
Get down there early then.
Yeah. Well, it's dangerous because the food is like not. It's like fried chicken and wings and things like that.
Well, me and Louis got this thing where we can't eat before gigs. At least like for 4 hours before a gig.
Then I I would save it for after.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the kitchen's open really late, but
Cool.
it's totally worth eating. But it's like everyone who's tried to be like, well, I'll have a nibble of Blue Ribbon before I go on
Yeah.
stage is just like a mess.
And then the last one is called Bowery Electric,
Yeah.
which I think is a little joint. I think it's called
Yeah,
Bowery
yeah.
Electric.
Yeah. So you're playing all the hot
And that's
spots.
on Saturday.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. So you guys are going to be...
And I'm DJing somewhere as well one night, but I have no idea where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a good spot.
yeah. You'll know where it is. Everyone will be talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually, say what you will about Twitter and things like that, but
Yeah.
it really comes in handy in festivals, times like this.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
And thanks for the pizza.
Of
Yeah.
course, and we'll have to get you when you swing back in. We'll have to get you guys to play some tunes,
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah.
some more pizza.
Yeah.
We'll fly you back. So the last song we're gonna end the show with today, off the Strange Behavior EP, is "Very First Century," which is the single. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
At the
Yeah.
moment.
Anything you want to say about it?
Enjoy.
And website or anything like that, or Facebook page?
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page and a
Yeah.
Twitter page. Just Damn Dogs.
Okay.
I think it's Damn Dogs Music.
Damn Dogs Music is the website, and just Damn Dogs for Facebook.
Awesome. All right,
One
guys.
word. It's one word.
Yeah, one word.
One word. All right, guys. Well, don't spend too much time in this practice studio. Get there and eat.
Yeah, we're gonna get out there.
It's a lovely town to eat, especially at a time like this. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. We are Augustines, Sean Fletcher. I'm Terry Diabolico, and half your host of Snacky Tunes Finger on the Pulse, and we're back together again live next week with, I don't know, but we're having a special episode tonight at 7 p.m. with Wallpaper and a whole bunch of other people. So you'll probably get to hear, hopefully, the Snacky Tunes theme song live. So here we go. Very First Century, Damn Dogs. Thanks for tuning in.
Stop, shut your mouth. Don't need this and that. I don't need you to tell me what I should want for myself. So I already know this one for the money and the love. Too far to show yourself. Step into the light. Get on my ship. 'Cause I wanna go tonight. Back to the very first century. I don't need you. You don't need me. We just be whatever we have to be. Back to the very first century. Wait, where's love? Don't need this and that. I just want you to take me somewhere I don't know myself. I don't wanna know. And that's how I live this life. Yeah, that's how I show myself. Step into the light. Get on my ship. 'Cause I wanna go tonight. Back to the very first century. I don't need you. You don't need me. We just be whatever we have to be. Back to the very first century. I don't know if it's right, but I know that I can't pray. And if you were a friend of mine, you're gonna let me get away. Now I can see the end, so it's back to the start.